Welcome aboard and welcome back to WatchAdvisor on YouTube. It's me speaking, Alexander, your host, but today you are not going to see me in the picture, but instead the superstars of that video and the three chronographs that are lying in front of you are the superstars. Exactly, this is the Avi reference 765 and a re-edition of a chronograph of Breitling initially produced in 1953.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
So this re-edition is absolutely an authentic re-edition of the watch. So 100% everything that could have been done was done to really make a re-edition of the watch from 1953. So also the size of the case of 41.1 millimeters is authentic. So this is not a re-edition where the size has been changed. Three versions are available. A steel version limited to 1,953 pieces. A gold version limited to 253 pieces. And a platinum version with a blue dial limited to 153 pieces. I will take away the gold version and the platinum version and run you quickly through with the steel version what is important to know about the watch. And the dial also has been an authentic reproduction of the dial we used to see on the watch in 1953. So we have the running second being located here at 9 o'clock. We have a 12 hours counter at 6 o'clock and a 15 minute counter belonging to the chronograph at 3 o'clock. The bezel is both turnable. You can turn it in both direction, counterclock and clockwise. And every 5 minutes, the bezel is fixed by a mechanism underneath, and in between the 5 minutes, it's free to go. It moves easily, but as we can hear, click, every 5 minutes. There we go. Every 5 minutes, it is being fixed. Talking about being fixed, one little interesting detail just to show you how precise Breitling worked to redo this watch. The bezel is being fixed on the case by 3 tiny little screws. One is here. The second one is here. And the third one is here. I hope we can see that. I'm pointing it to the camera, and the 3 tiny little screws are holding the bezel, and the watch, as it has to be authentic and wants to be authentic, also has a Hazelite glass, a domed Hazelite glass. This is not a sapphire glass. It is not anti-reflective treated, so it's pretty difficult to film the watch. As you can see, there are a lot of reflections on it. And this is how I will show it. Yes, you can see it pretty good now. The watch, the Hazelite is domed. Let me show it from this side. We can see it. It is domed. There we go. You see? Domed. Yes. And it's Hazelite. It's not sapphire crystal. 41.1 millimeter case. 41.1 millimeter case. 13.95 millimeters height. And the legendary lug-to-lug distance, I'm very often asked, is 48 millimeters. So the lug-to-lug distance from here to here is 48 millimeters. I've been measuring this with this equipment here, so you can see it's 48 millimeters. Yes. Let me take gold one, that's the gold edition, has a black dial as the steel one. Everything then, of course, is in red gold. The bezel, the push pieces, the case bottom. There's no see-through case bottom with this watch. It's not to hide anything, in contrary. This is what I wanted to explain you. The movement Breitling is has been putting in there is the B09. That's the B01 without an automatic winding system. So it's the B09. It's the in-house column wheel chronograph with a vertical clutch of Breitling that is having a 70-hour power reserve and has to be wound manually through the crown. So 70 hours of power reserve, and the fact that the watch does not have the automatic winding system or the movement makes the watch pretty thin. We are talking about 13.95 millimeters, and this makes the watch very elegant. Good to know also all the watches, I will put them here, come with a pin buckle. Let me also put the heavy and really beautiful platinum one. Yeah, pin buckles. All the watches feature pin buckles. Depending on the color of the dial, you have vintage inspired leather straps. This is a lighter brown, perfectly matching the blue dial of the platinum version. This is a deeper brown, perfectly matching the red gold case and the black dial. And of course, with the steel version with the black dial, we have a black strap. Yes. Then this is the platinum version with the beautiful blue dial. And also for those of you who are probably wondering why the Super Luminova looks as it looks, of course Breitling tried to be as authentic as possible. So the Super Luminova is also referring to the vintage look of the entire watch and is in let's say yellow tone, referring to the at the time being used radioactive material. This of course is not radioactive, and we have also been filming the watch to show you the watch when it is charged, and it will then be readable at night. There is the picture, so we have a night shot of the watch, perfectly readable. The Super Luminova is sufficiently used on the dial, and very interesting to see that you also have a lot of Super Luminova on the 15-minute counter at the 3 o'clock position. Let's go back to the light. Thank you. 3 o'clock, this is what I mentioned. The 3 o'clock position, you have a lot of Super Luminova also applied. So the three watches come, as I said, with a massive case bottom. The engravings down there say certified chronometer, of course, because Breitling watches are all certified chronometers. Manufacture en Suisse, that's made in Switzerland. Here we still have the word prototype, of course, because it's a prototype. Then we have Breitling 1 out of 153, because this is the platinum version. We have 765 Avi. Avi is the abbreviation for aviation. And yes, the same applies on the gold and also on the steel one. Interesting also to see the push pieces. They are aligned exactly with the crown, of course, because this is an in-house movement and not a module chronograph. So the push pieces are, of course, aligned exactly with the crown. The case is waterproof to 30 meters. It's a non-screwed crown and has a gasket. What I very much like, and this is always something I try to show when I am filming movements with an in-house chronograph, is the smoothness. When you stop a chronograph, it's this legendary, marvelous feeling you have when you start and stop the chronograph. It is a clearly defined point. When you push with your fingertips the push piece. It's a clearly defined point when the chronograph starts to run and when you stop it. And it's a perfect feeling. It's a wonderful feeling to press and to stop. Yes. And of course, this is not a flyback chronograph. Let me quickly show you, because when the chronograph is running, you try to push the reset button. It will not work. You have to stop it and then you can reset the chronograph. Start. There we go. Start, stop, start, stop, and reset. Yes. What else can I tell you about these watches? That they look good. I already said that. I personally would like to have, as always, the steel one with a blue dial, but unfortunately the blue dial is only available for the platinum version. And yeah, mine would be the steel with blue dial. Of course, the version with the black dial is the most authentic one because it looks like the original one, manufactured in 1954. So this is how the chronograph looks on my wrist. Very nice. 41.1 millimeter diameter, and once again, this is not a diameter that has been it's not a diameter from 2020, so the watch has not been done larger than it was. It is the original size. The chronograph was 41.1 millimeters already in 1953, so it's the authentic size. And looks very nice on the wrist. Elegant wristwatch. Elegant chronograph, very nice with these huge Arabic numerals. Looks gorgeous for me, at least for me. I don't like Roman numerals on a watch, but this is my personal taste. And of course, everyone will have its personal taste, but for me, these huge Arabic numerals and these hands, perfect. A very, very beautifully looking chronograph. Also good for my wrist. I have a wrist that is 17 centimeters big, and so this chronograph perfectly fits there, at least in my honest opinion. I would take it. Yep. And for those who try to imagine now how huge the chronograph is, once again, the lug-to-lug distance is 48 millimeters. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video about the Breitling Avi Reference 765. Hope to see you back soon, and please do not forget to also watch all our other videos of the novelties of Breitling we have online. Bye, and once again, thanks for watching.